Good evening, and welcome to the June 8, 2023 board meeting. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone to turn off any wireless communication devices to avoid any technical interference with microphones and taping of the meeting. A call-in line has been established for the community to hear the meeting interpreted live in Spanish. The number to call is 508-924-5155. Board Member Madeline LaSalia Frazier, please make the announcement in Spanish.
Se ha establecido una línea telefónica para que la comunidad pueda llamar y tenga acceso a interpretación en español en vivo. El número a llamar es el 508-924-5155. Repito, el número es el 508-924-5155.
Thank you. For those unable to observe now, this meeting is being recorded and can be accessed for later viewing on the PGCPS YouTube channel. Lastly, for recording purposes, I would also like to remind all board members to turn on your microphone when speaking. Board prayer and Pledge of Allegiance. Board Member Juanita Miller, please lead us in board prayer and Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's bow our heads. Oh God, we pray to administer that which is just in all education policies, being ever mindful of your guidance. Steer us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. Amen. Now,
Amen.
We can stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Adeline, please call the roll.
Mrs. Adams Stafford,
Here.
Ms. Booth Strother,
Present.
Mr. Briggs,
Present.
Mr. Saron Ruiz, Mr. Fields,
Present.
Dr. Harris, Mr. Jackson, Mrs. LaSalle Frazier,
Present.
Dr. J. Miller,
Present.
Dr. Z. Miller,
Present.
Mr. Murray,
Present.
Mr. Valentine, Ms. Walker, Mrs. Mickens Murray.
Here. Now we will have the adoption of the agenda. Colleagues, may I have a motion to adopt the June 8, 2023 board meeting agenda? Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the agenda is adopted. May I have a motion to approve the May 11th, 2023 board meeting minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the minutes are adopted. We will now have the news break presentation titled An Elite Teacher Celebration. Thank you to the communication team for providing us with this.
So now I am going to announce. I hate this part because I feel like they should all win.
CEO Monica Golson felt, as everyone did recently, that it was an almost impossible task to choose from among the 6 remarkable women vying for the title of Prince George's County Teacher of the Year. Emerging from a record number of 140 nominees, the final 6 were bathed with love and esteem from a crowd that included their family members, co-workers, and county officials, all gathered at the red-carpeted Newton White Mansion in Mitchellville. To understand why each finalist deserved to represent all the county's teachers, let's listen to Ashley Shiflett, a sixth grade reading and language arts teacher at Nicholas Orem Middle School, now in her fourth year in the classroom.
So I was in complete shock. I really honestly didn't think I would make it past the nomination stage. So the best part is that light bulb going off. Your students grasping the concepts that you're teaching, understanding why you're standing before them is the best part of all.
Consider also finalist Elizabeth Martinez, a 22-year teaching veteran who began her career in Puerto Rico and has been a Spanish teacher for 10 years at the Academy of Health Sciences.
I was born to be a teacher. It is a pleasure to be shaping the minds of our future. And I feel so content every day that makes me go to work every day and do my very best with compassion, with love.
And feel the joy of Jamie Amaya, who came to the United States from Guatemala at age 6 without knowing a word of English, and has been teaching English at the International High School at Langley Park for the last dozen years.
I did the resident teacher program at PG County. Through that, just wanting to give back to my community, because I know that we need a lot more Latina teachers for our students to see themselves, as being successful and moving on to higher education. And so I thought I was going to do the resident teacher program and just be teaching for a few years, but 12 years later, I'm still teaching English.
Now, sense the devotion of Linda Henderson, who's been teaching third grade math and science at Montpelier Elementary School for the past 20 years.
My philosophy is that I try every single day to make the best instructional decisions I can for what is best for children. I work really hard every single day. I try to plan the most interactive lessons, the most collaborative lessons. As I said, I do a lot of training to try to be on top of professional development because I really want to do what's best for children. I have 2 children of my own. I'm a mother, and I want to treat every child like they belong to me.
Appreciate, too, Dr. Terry Dove, a resident teacher graduate just like Jamie, and a former FBI employee who's been teaching for 10 years, most recently at the online classroom.
And I think I bring my experience from being in the laboratory and my experience with criminal justice and working in the FBI laboratory. I think I bring that into the classroom. And so I'm able to expose my students to real world cases that not only I've worked on, but that colleagues have worked on, and able to really just introduce them to careers that they've maybe never considered before.
And applaud the last of the finalists who heard her name called as the new Teacher of the Year.
And the Prince George's County Public School Teacher of the Year is Mary Truman.
Born and raised in Prince George's County, Mary Truman has been teaching preschool children with autism for the last 23 years at the Kenmore Early Childhood Center. How fortunate for all those special education students that they had such an especially wonderful teacher.
I went to school to be a speech therapist, and then sort of found a job instead of going to grad school. Really, that's why it happened accidentally. But I fell in love. I've always loved working with children, and these guys give me enough of a challenge. It kind of challenges my brain every single day, but I'm also the type of person who can't sit still. So it suits my brain, it suits my energetic lifestyle, and I really love trying to figure out how to help them succeed.
Congratulations to Mary Truman, who will now compete for Maryland Teacher of the Year and will be driving a new Hyundai thanks to Pohanka Motors, and to all the Teacher of the Year finalists for ennobling educators everywhere with everything they do. This is Dave Zarin reporting.
Dr. Golston, thanks to your communication team for providing us with the best of the best. We appreciate that. Report of the Chair. June is recognized for many awarenesses, like LGBTQ Pride Month, PTSD Awareness Month, Gun Violence Awareness Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, as well as Immigrant Heritage Month, to name a few. However, tonight I would like to focus on gun violence. Gun violence is considered a public health crisis. According to the Gun Violence Archives, as of May 31st, 2023, the total number of gun violence deaths is now at 17,614 across the country. Maryland ranked number 24th, reporting 803 deaths to date. We even have students reaching out to the board recognizing the rising concerns that we are facing. This is one of the letters we received from an 8th grader. Dear Prince George's County Public Schools Board of Education members, I am an 8th grade student in the Prince George's County online campus. I have a concern and would like to voice this concern to you regarding mental health issues and the importance of offering assistance to those students who may need help. I am recommending that we stay active, talk to a friend, and do relaxing activities. What I am concerned about is anger, because anger makes us lose control of ourselves when you are stressed and overwhelmed. I think of mental health as a process. This, to me, is heartbreaking. With the heightened concern of the safety of our students, staff, and community, please let's all work together to curb this unselfish act. Now to more pleasant news. To the class of 2023, my colleagues and I wish you all the best of success as you move on to the next step in your life, whether that is college, trade school, or the workforce. Also, a special shout out and recognition go out to our very own student member of the board in his absence, Mr. Alvaro Cerrone Ruiz, who has graduated this year. You will be missed dearly. Your dedication and commitment to the board speaks volumes. As you all go on, please remember the words of Octavia Spencer. It's your turn to choose and define what success means to you. Others will try to define it for you, but yours is the only voice that matters. Lastly, let's take this moment to acknowledge our new student board member of the board, Ms. Rain Rivera Forbes. Ms. Rivera Forbes will be sworn in on June 29th, 2023. Welcome. We all look forward to working with you. I now yield the floor to Board Member Juanita Miller to present on the Maryland Association of Boards of Education request for proposals for additions and amendments to MABE's continuing resolutions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Every 3 years, the Resolutions Committee reviews the policies and procedures of the Maryland Association of Boards of Education. And at this time, we are at the stage where some policies and procedures may need amendment or updated. The board is responsible for submitting the any changes that you see are needed in the current policies and procedures of the Maryland Association of Boards of Education. With that, each of you received the categories. You received the letter that was sent to the chair as well as to me. I serve on the Resolutions Committee, and it is our responsibility to submit if we have any amendments to make to that policy. So with that, we have a timeline, and it's a short window. Any proposals are due by June 14th, which is next week. One board member has indicated that they have some concerns and some changes or amendments to make. Please have those into me by Monday, June the 12th, so that they can be coordinated. What I need now is a vote from this board that we will be submitting proposals. I don't know how to ask you because you haven't seen them, but if you have some questions or concerns. I have a statement in reference to the equity policy that they have, and I can read it to you, or either pass it out later. But since there are other, another board member had expressed that there was some amendment that individual would like to see. So with that, we can either participate, which we have not done in the past, and I would like to see us participate because there are some areas that in those policies that require, I should say, some updates. That's the best I can tell you now. All of you received the same letter and those categories. So if you have any questions, I'm here to address them, but any changes or recommendations that you have as board members those proposals must be submitted by June the 14th, which is next Wednesday. And we have a very busy schedule. So my ask is that I can send you the one proposal that I, as a board member, but it has to be a collective. One board member or individual board members cannot submit any proposals. It has to be a collective. So that's why I'm presenting this to you today.
I'd like to make a motion. And the motion that I'd like to make is that all board members should send in their proposed amendments directly to Dr. Juanita Miller by Monday the 12th. And by the 13th, you'll send that out to us as a collective, and you'll submit them on time on the 14th.
So you're voting to agree with whatever I send in?
I am.
Okay. Excuse me?
Yes, I'm voting to authorize you to do that as a member. So we will send it in on time, you will send it back to us with what you're sending in, and then you'll shoot it out, and we trust that you would do an appropriate job.
Because it's going to be on behalf of the board.
Okay, so there is a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to give Dr. Miller the authority to gather the proposals for
the MABE.
The MABE. Keep going.
Policy and procedures.
Policy and procedures.
Yes.
Thank you. By June 12th,
Correct.
2024.
For her to submit on June 13th and then send out on time.
Yes.
All of that. Any discussion? Hearing none?
Pam.
Oh, you do have, okay, Pam, Board Member Boozer Struthers?
Thank you so much, Chair. I just wanted to inform the public that I will be submitting resolutions specifically on the MABE resolutions, getting up to date on all the climate action legislation that has passed. So what you'll see is like electric school buses, composting, in alignment with where the state is. And I am going to make a proposal that the words climate change or climate action or climate resiliency be in the resolutions, because right now the term climate change is not even acknowledged by MABE. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion?
Well, I just wanted to add, I think I said it earlier, but my resolution will be to
Equity.
the definition of equity as it is currently in the policy to be more definitive, basically. Okay.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you for your confidence.
Thank you. Colleagues, at this time, I ask that you all join me in honoring the memory of the following PGCPS staff, family, and community members with a moment of silence. Kendall Baxton, student, Dr. Henry A. Wise High School. Karen Jennifer, student, Frederick Douglass High School. Michael A. Santini, adapted physical education teacher, John Carroll Elementary School. May we bow our heads. Thank you. The upcoming meetings of the Board of Education are as follows. The Academic Achievement Committee, June 12th, 2023, at 5:30 p.m. The Policy and Governance Committee, June 13th, 2023, at 5 p.m. The Operations, Budget, and Fiscal Affairs Committee, June 14th, 2023, at 5 p.m. The Board Retreat, June 16th and 17th, 2023. The next board meeting, June 22, 2023, at 7 p.m. Swearing in of new student board member, June 29th, 2023. Please continue to check the board web page for updates and more information about the upcoming board meetings. Now we will have the report of the Chief Executive Officer.
Thank you. Good evening. As we wind down the 2022-2023 school year, I want to remind families about the many opportunities for academic enrichment through the Prince George's County Public Schools Spark Summer Learning Program. Programs are available for free with options for in-person, hybrid, and virtual learning. We will also make summer enrichment packets available for all grade levels. We know that many families and students depend on schools to provide meals, and we want to assure them that access to nutritious meals will continue over the summer break. Free summer meals will be available countywide to all youth up to the age of 18, starting June 20th. There are no registration requirements. A full list of locations and times are available on the PGCPS website. The last day for school for Prince George's County Public School students will be Tuesday, June 13th, and there'll be a 2-hour early dismissal on both Monday, June 12th, and Tuesday, June 13th. Last week, we concluded high school graduation ceremonies for the class of 2023. You can review a full recap in the grade season section on the PGCPS website. The graduating class of 2023 was outstanding, with over 6,000 diplomas awarded, hundreds of career certifications, and over $200 million in scholarships. Okay. I'm sure their parents are excited. Many of our elementary and middle schools are holding end-of-the-year events, activities, and promotion ceremonies this week. Best wishes to all of our students as they move up to the next grade. And lastly, I am pleased to welcome Mr. Millard House II to Prince George's County Public Schools once a contract has been finalized by the Board of Education. I am committed to a smooth transition and a strong start to the 2023 school year. I hope we can count on the support of everyone in the Prince George's County Public School community. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Dr. Golson. And some members of the board were able to meet him yesterday, and we're looking forward to working with Mr. House II next year. The Policy and Governance Committee recommendations. I will now yield the floor to the Vice Chair of the Policy and Governance Committee, Board Member Walter Field.
Thank you, Chair. Okay. The Policy and Governance Committee met virtually on May 16, 2023, and discussed the revisions to the following policies: 3506, 5110.3, and 5114.1. The purpose of Policy 3506, Public Charter Schools, is to establish guidelines for the evaluation of proposals for public charter schools and the oversight of approved public charter schools. The purpose of Policy 5110.3, voluntary transfer requests for students, is to provide guidelines for considering the circumstances for a student to attend a school other than their identified residential boundary attendance school, and to provide a fair and equitable process for all parents or guardians requesting a transfer for their children from their identified residential boundary attendance school to the requested school. And the purpose of Policy 5114.1, students exiting before attainment of diploma or certificate, is to provide guidelines that follow the Code of Maryland Regulations, COMAR, for the withdrawal of students from PGCPS. On behalf of the Policy and Governance Committee, I move that these policies be recommended for advanced consideration to seek public comment.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I did have a question, Mr. Fields, please.
Vice Chair.
Thank you. I did have a question, Mr. Fields, please. I do appreciate the clarity for, I'm on Section 5 standards, A, Board Authority, number 6, 120 days. I appreciate the clarity for 120 days. Thank you. Can you just really quickly talk to me about where the 120 days came from? Is that standard? And it just wasn't inside?
I believe it's standard.
It was standard. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, the motion carries. The board will hear public comments from speakers on agenda and non-agenda items. Public comment guidelines for registered speakers. To the registered speakers, you have been registered to speak in a public comment forum where the Board of Education will listen to your comments. The board will not address your comments. All registered speakers will have 3 minutes to make their presentations. Registered speakers may not relinquish any part of their speaking time to another registered or unregistered individual. Speakers will not address individuals or issues with profanity or derogatory terms. You will be warned once. If you continue, your comments will be muted and you will be removed from the meeting. Speakers are encouraged to use titles rather than names, for example, principal, CEO, chair, board member, etc. Your adherence to these guidelines will enable the public participation process to move smoothly. There are 9 public live speakers. Our first speaker is Persia de la Cruz. I'm sorry. Excuse me, Dr. Golson, can someone turn off the fan or whatever that is? Appreciate it. Okay, thank you. We're ready for you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Golson.
Good evening, members of the board and audience. My name is Carla Vega. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a student from International High School at Langley Park. I'm here today because I want my voice to be heard, given that I'm speaking for the students that feel the same way as me. Our school building does not have a library or a gym, and not even a place to do sports. It is difficult for us students to be in a place where we don't have the basic things as a field like other schools. Many students are held back from improving their athletic abilities because we do not have a field nor any other place to practice a sport. We do not even have a science lab to do experiments and be excited about learning new things. The cafeteria is so small, we feel like we are suffocating at lunch. Students are so uncomfortable, they have to go to their teacher's classroom to eat, and that only causes more problems with mice and roaches. It is uncomfortable using the bathrooms as there is little privacy. The bathroom is constantly closed because of maintenance issues. The students in our school deserve to have what the other schools have given, that we are a school in which there are no problematic things happening. We don't give problems. We just need a new building to have the opportunity to learn like everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, Hatifa Abid. 9th grader, International High School at Langley Park, water pollution.
Greetings, board member. I am Hatifa Abed, 15 years of age, a proud student of International High School at Langley Park. International High School at Langley Park is a diverse school for all immigrant and language learner students to turn them in their best selves. This school environment and surroundings celebrates students' different types of cultures, which makes it feel like home. We don't have to worry about bullying, and nobody gets picked on for their religion. Equality is the first priority of humanity. Therefore, everyone should be treated with fairness in every aspect of life. However, our school is an old, barely functional building with no gym, a small library, and no outdoor area for sports or PE. This is unfair to our students. Recently, they have tried to patch work to do school to the school and put up new monitors. This is a sign that they plan to keep us in the same mediocre situation and not try to give us a new building to help us advance. We deserve the same resources and opportunities as all the students in PGCPS. Stop making promises and let your actions speak. PGCPS always speaks about equity, so make plans in the budget to get us a new school building where we have access to the same things as other students have. That is equity, and we deserve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ryan Reed, 10th grade student, Dr. Henry A. Wise Junior High School, Integrity.
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Reed. I'm a 10th grader at Wise High School. When you search up the name Kaylee Haygood, the first thing you see are multiple articles describing her death. Photos of the wrecked car she passed away in are also displayed. If you scroll down a little further, you see more of the same. If you scroll down even further, you may see some information about her funeral and obituary. However far you decide to scroll, you never see pictures of her on the track. You never see her love for her family and friends. You never see her passion. You never see her bright smile, her soft voice, and infectious laughter. Every day, I put on a blue bracelet that says "Long live Kaylee" on the front and "Rest in heaven" on the back. So does everybody on our track team. Kaylee was my teammate, my friend, and she was like a sister. If I asked any board member about Kaylee, you wouldn't be able to tell me anything. You wouldn't be able to tell me anything except the details pertaining to her death. If I asked you about Michael Nuwalu, Keith Wade, Kendall Batson, or Angel, it would all be more of the same. Death is prominent in this county. All of the people I named today are seniors who have died this year alone. Yesterday, Bowie High School was on a 3-hour lockdown after someone brought a gun outside of the campus. Kids are afraid to go to school because they wonder if today will be their last day. Kids are dying, and nothing but a mention of grief counselors are provided for their friends. Safety measures need to be put in place to minimize the risk. What happened at Bowie isn't the first instance in PG County, and it certainly won't be the last. Kids need order and precautions put in place to keep them safe. We are afraid to receive texts that our friends are gone. We need more security guard resources for schools, especially mine. We need more help for kids struggling with mental health. You only provide resources for the kids after they have died. The majority of the kids that I've talked to at my school have plans to go to summer school for either a recovery credit or an original credit. The few that are going for an original credit are planning to graduate early. When I ask them why they want to graduate early, their responses are all the same. I'm tired of this school and I don't feel safe. Kids should have kids go to school to learn. They shouldn't have to worry about their safety or the quality of the learning they'll receive. Please help us create equity, order, and relief for students under these pressures. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Keisha Thorpe, individual construction of the new school building.
Good evening, Dr. Golson, members of the board, and audience. I am a proud teacher, English teacher at the International High School Langley Park, and all my students are immigrants and refugees and first-generation American. At our school, some of my students are also students with limited and interrupted formal education, which is one of the reasons why I'm here today advocating for a new school building that will offer them a lot more resources in order to be successful. So currently our school is housed in a dilapidated building that is in need of modern infrastructure. And I think that at this time, it is way overdue. We have been promised this and nothing has been happening, and this has been gone on for too long, and they have put us on the back burner for too long. With a school that actually has one of the highest student exit rate in the county, and also one of the more competitive soccer teams, and also one of the higher graduation rates, I think that this is something that is well deserved for our students. Our students do not have adequate CTE programs, especially that our students are English language learner, and not all of them aspire to go to college because they will not necessarily overcome those language challenges in order to do so. Additionally, our school classrooms are very small. It impedes on instruction because it does not offer a lot of movements. Our classrooms are very, very small and do not necessarily have the capacity to hold larger classrooms. And so our classrooms tend to be a little bit overcrowded because of the poor infrastructure. The school that we're actually in was designed for elementary school and middle school students, not for high school students. And therefore, I am here advocating for my students to have a fully resourced new building that will provide all and meet all of their needs and the adequate wraparound services that our vulnerable population of students need to be able to be successful. The fact that I'm also a Nobel Prize teacher, and also Jamie Amaya is one of Prince George's County's best teachers, lends to the fact that we have the skills, we have the innovative practices, and we also have the creativity to make sure that all of our students are successful. And this is one of the reasons why we're advocating for our students. We need for our students to not be marginalized. We need for our students to have the same opportunities as all students in Prince George's County so that we can continue to close these opportunity gaps and close these achievement gaps. So, on my request, I am asking the board to please make sure that there are funds allocated so our students can have a modern building, a new schoolhouse that will make sure that they have the resources they need to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Shannon Reed, individual, modeling engagement and stewardship.
Good evening. On 3/23, I testified about the impact the disorder in PGCPS has had on me, other teachers, and students. Since then, I testified about reading instruction, teacher retention, student engagement, and data and accountability. On May 11th, 2023, I argued for this board to invest in people, not products and programs, by prioritizing teaching and learning. Yet, about an hour later, after limited, meaningful discussion, this board voted to give a Florida company $4.5 million to support 300 dropouts, as if it does not know why students are failing. PGCPS needs to be internally strengthened so that thousands of students who are compromised, as evidenced by MCAP scores, teacher retention, and the violence in schools, among other things, can thrive. PGCPS has spent a lot of money on educational software, including Edgenuity, in response to failure. It's not working. PGCPS has spent a lot of money on Achieve 3000 in response to failure. It's not working. Intervention is dynamic, time-consuming, precise, and hard, but it prevents disengagement and dropouts. If PGCPS does not have the capacity to do this basic work, it must struggle to build capacity. No struggle, no strength. Many students need to see this exemplified. This board must be willing to struggle with hard truths. This year, a student pushed me on the first day of school. Another student kicked a different student into me so hard that my whole body shuddered. A student cursed me out in the community. A student damaged my car, and a student started a petition against me because I'm unwilling to pass students who do not come to class or who do not complete their work. Too many students are out of control, and members of the board refuse to see, hear, and know the truth in order to do something about it. Strength is rooted in truth. Struggle with the truth. I repeatedly shared truths with you that enable you to do something different. Board Member Fields, thank you for breaking ranks in terms of saying no to any school that has academic data where only 30% or so of the students can pass a state-mandated test. Thank you for also thinking critically about the vulnerabilities it ultimately creates when PGCPS remains weak. Board Member Stafford Adams, thank you for asking relevant, critical questions despite opposition. I have come each time hoping that this board would be PGCPS. purposeful, grateful, caring, prepared, and smart. Your struggle to be purposeful, grateful, caring, prepared, and smart will set an example for everyone. Can you imagine students walking around saying, I am PGCPS? It seems this board needs outsiders to be PGCPS. That's concerning. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you. Gina Bowler, District 9 parent, PGCPS Spanish Immersion Milestone, inaugural kindergarten class promotion from 8th grade.
Good evening. Good evening. Board members, CEO, and the PGCPS leadership team, and Prince George's community members. My name's Gina Bowler. I'm the proud parent of 2 PGCPS scholars and a resident of Upper Marlboro District 9. This evening, I'm here to share good news, express gratitude, and make a request regarding the Spanish Immersion Program, the PGCPS specialty program. The end of the school year next week marks an important milestone for the Spanish Immersion Program. The inaugural kindergarten class, my daughter among them, will be promoted from the 8th grade. My other daughter is in the 6th grade in the program. Regarding my 8th grade Spanish immersion scholar, today I learned that she passed the STAMP test, a standards-based language proficiency test, making her eligible for the Seal of Biliteracy. Next year, she will continue with Spanish courses, not immersion, but courses at the International Baccalaureate Program, another PGCPS specialty program. So I want to thank everyone who's demonstrated commitment, advocacy, hard work, and resources to start and to continue the Spanish Immersion Program. So this includes the scholars, the parents, the, as I said, many of you in this room and others. And my request, including the county council as well. My request is that the new CEO, this board, and the county council continue to support the Spanish immersion program and also the other immersion programs, which include French and Chinese. And of course, the International Baccalaureate Program, other specialty programs, and all of our programs and students in the school system. So the accomplishments of this year's inaugural kindergarten Spanish immersion scholars being promoted to the 8th grade, it's impressive, especially considering that in middle school, they've been studying Chinese throughout middle school. And also, of course, they've been doing this work during the pandemic and in some cases, virtual learning. And whatever their goals for high school, career, and beyond, college, et cetera, they will be well equipped with their multilingual and bilingual skills. And for many years, I've been among the leading parent and community advocates for this school system to start the Spanish immersion program for over 2 decades. For those who don't know, French was the only option, and so we're really fortunate to have these additional options now. And in closing, again, I just want to thank you and wish all of our Spanish immersion scholars the best as they wind down with middle school, as summer begins, and as they transition to high school and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so much, very much. Magalia Salas, Adelphi Hills Community Association, Fiscal Year 2024 Educational Facilities Maintenance Plan.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Golson. My name is Magali Salas, and I'm the president of the Adelphi Hills Community Association. And on behalf of our neighbors, I thank you for this opportunity to express our support for the priorities and goals reflected in the 2024 proposed Educational Facilities Master Plan. We are within the county's northern area, and Mary Harris Mother Jones Elementary School is located within our neighborhood. Further, over the past 3 years, we have watched with great interest the diligent construction of the new Sonia Sotomayor at the Adelphi Middle School, right across from our neighborhood, funded through the Alternative Capital Financing, an initiative that is the first in the nation. The opening of this middle school in August will be part of your commendable efforts under Dr. Golson's leadership to address extreme overcrowding in our area and deliver a state-of-the-art school. As you deliberate about the EFMP, we urge you to remain committed to support ACF projects because they are examples of excellent administration that is responsive to the urgent need of additional facilities. We further ask that you continue to support academic excellence for the students at the new Sonia Sotomayor Middle School by designing a real path to a high school facility where they can continue to build upon the gains made at the new middle school. The first graduating class from Sonia Sotomayor's will be ready to attend high school in the fall of 2026. High school options for these students should be a new Adelphi area high school or renovated High Point High School. These two projects are within the scope of this EFMP and depended upon the resolution of site and swing space issues. It would be unfortunate if the only option available for the first graduating class of the new middle school ends up being the current High Point facility. The High Point community has waited for renovations for over a decade. The current facility is outdated and provides only the most basic educational resources. The outdoor athletic fields are unsafe for athletes, their families, and guests. But there has been no sense of urgency to support these students, most of whom are minority students at high risk of abandoning school. Just yesterday, the new appointed CEO, Mr. Millard House II, affirmed that transition from 8th to 9th grade is very difficult. We urge the board to focus with laser vision on concrete efforts to deliver sustainable high school facilities for the High Point student population. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Gayasi Gomez, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Greetings, everyone. It's Jossie. Greetings, Dr. Golsom, Madam Chair, and board members. My name is Jossie Gomez. I'm a commissioner for the City of District Heights. And I wanted to come here and speak on a couple of items that we have going on at District Heights Elementary and ask you to consider a few things. Before I do that, I do want to just open with a couple of thank yous and expressions of gratitude for quickly filling the principal vacancy that we had at the elementary school. We had the former principal was on leave. We had an interim. It was a little bit dicey, and so we're just happy that we were able to fill that you were able to fill that vacancy quite quickly, and that my colleague, Commissioner Jennifer, was actually able to sit on the interview panel. And so we really appreciate that community input and us being able to weigh in on, the leadership at our community school. So thank you again for that. A couple of things that I wanted to bring to your attention, specifically on the internal and external appearance of the elementary school at this time. I believe that our students deserve a well-maintained and visually appealing educational environment. The appearance of our school serves as a first impression for teachers, students, and visitors alike, and it, contributes to the overall atmosphere of our school and the perception from the community. We need vibrant colors, we need inviting landscapes. I mean, this is an elementary school, we need something to keep our children stimulated. A couple of things that the children have told us, specifically, we were able to join them for Career Day a few weeks ago, is that they'd really like to see a new playground. A few things I've noticed myself is a digital board that hasn't been updated for a while, just updated fencing. It's a rusted fence right now, just inviting landscaping, flowers, plants, something that can visually stimulate our children and make sure that our school is welcoming and looks good, right? We want our schools to look good. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was the school right now does not have a office secretary. This was brought to our attention because the 4th and 5th graders put on a production of Annie, and we were able to fund their costumes, and they asked us to purchase those costumes. We went to the associate superintendent's office and asked them to please make sure that they can have a temp so that, not just for a production, but the everyday operations of the school. If you're missing an office secretary to make those purchases, I can only imagine the effects that that's having other places. So I would ask that you consider please looking into filling that vacancy as soon as possible. That's taking a load off of the staff and the teachers who are already very stretched and doing the best they can. So I'll stop there. I'm at time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Our final in live speaker is Dr. Donna Christie, PGCEA, new superintendent.
Good evening, esteemed members of the PGCPS School Board. Thank you for granting me the opportunity to address you today. As the president of the Prince George's County Educators Association and joined here tonight by Martin Diggs, president of ACE ASME Local 2250, we are pleased to express our support for Mr. Millard House II, the newly appointed superintendent of our school district. First and foremost, we extend our congratulations to Mr. House on his appointment. His qualifications and dedication to education make him a highly suitable choice for Prince George's County Public Schools. We are particularly pleased that the selection process included a nationwide search, ensuring we found an individual who brings a fresh perspective to our district. Mr. House's belief in the power of education is commendable. He has consistently advocated for providing a high-quality education to all students, regardless of their background. This aligns with our values, and we appreciate his commitment to ensuring educational equity and excellence in our district. Additionally, Mr. House's experience and diverse background will bring a valuable perspective to our educational community. We are excited to welcome his fresh ideas and innovative approaches, which will undoubtedly contribute to the growth and success of our students. Moreover, Mr. House has shown an ability to foster collaboration and build strong relationships within the educational community and his labor partners. He understands the importance of teamwork and involving all stakeholders in decision-making. We are encouraged by his inclusive approach and believe it will contribute to a positive and supportive learning environment for our students. Furthermore, Mr. House's emphasis on innovation and forward-thinking practices is promising. He recognizes the need to adapt to the ever-changing education landscape and prepare our students for the future. We look forward to exploring new instructional strategies and leveraging technology under his leadership. Lastly, Mr. House's focus on students' social and emotional well-being is commendable. He understands the critical role that emotional support plays in academic success. We appreciate his commitment to creating safe, inclusive schools where our students can thrive. So in conclusion, PGCEA and 2250 extend our support to Mr. Millard House II as our new superintendent. His qualification, dedication to education, collaborative approach, and fresh perspective make him an excellent choice to lead our district. We are confident we can work together with Mr. House to build a robust educational system that prioritizes student success and prepares them for future challenges. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, point of clarification. There was another student from Langley Park who was here. I was wondering if we could make time for her to speak as well.
I don't have her name. Do you have her name?
I don't know. She came to the microphone when the first speaker came, and then she was ready to speak, and then she walked away. Yes, here. I hope that she get a chance to speak as she's come to the meeting.
Can you come forward and give us your name, please?
Good evening, board members and audience. I'm Monica Reyes. I am 16 years old, and I'm from El Salvador. I came to the United States because in my country there was a lot of crime, and after COVID-19, many people lost their jobs and became impoverished. My parents were threatened, so the only way to get out was to immigrate to the United States. Now I am studying at the International High School at Langley Park. And even though this school is better than where I am coming from, I am still disappointed in the way we are being treated. We were promised a school before the first set of students graduate from HSOP, and 4 were graduating classes later. There is no new building inside. The bathrooms are not appropriate for teenagers. The doors do not close, and you feel violated using it. Many students are practicing sports on the pavement, and we have trailers that were condemned and falling apart. As an immigrant, I appreciate the opportunity of an education, but no student should be learning in those conditions. We deserve more equity. We need a new building. We deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And just one more, I just want to add, Leah Ellis, a former student at Academy of Health Sciences, was fatally killed in a car accident on June 2nd, only 2 weeks after graduating. So I wanted to add her name to the students who passed away Leah Devine Ellis, June 2nd, 2 weeks after graduating from the Academy of Health Science.
Thank you. So sorry to hear about that. Colleagues, we will go now to 6.0, Governance, Second Reader, Unfinished Business. Dr. Golson, please introduce 6.1.
Thank you. Item 6.1 requires board approval of the FY24 Educational Facilities Master Plan.
Is anyone going to speak to it, or I just go with the motion? Okay. May I have a motion to approve item 6.1 as the second reader?
Chair, I move to approve item 6.1 as second reader, unfinished business, FY24 Educational Facilities Master Plan.
Thank you. Any discussion? Oh, it's been second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you. Dr. Golson, would you introduce as a first reader new business 7.1?
Yes. Thank you. Item 7.1 requires board approval of a request for renewal of Chesapeake Mathematics and IT Academy South.
Colleagues, may I have a motion to accept item 7.1 as new business first reader?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the items are accepted. Follow-up items. Follow-up items from May 11, 2023 board meeting have been posted on board docs. Motion to confirm actions taken in executive session on June 8, 2023 as follows. May I have a motion to confirm items taken in executive session? To receive a report from the CEO, to discuss approved student appeals, to discuss approved legal matters, to discuss approved personnel matters, to receive a report from internal audit, to receive legal advice. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Vice Chair Walker?
Yes, we did, just to cross off student appeals, we didn't talk that today. Today's June 8th, right?
You're correct.
Okay.
So we are crossing off student appeals because we did not do that tonight. So any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the actions taken in the June 8, 2023 executive session are confirmed. Colleagues, may I have a motion to adjourn the June 8, 2023 board meeting? Thank you. This meeting is adjourned at 8:24.
Good.